do have the opportunity to have a wall where you have your feet, that can be nice as an option. And make sure wherever you are, you can stretch your arms overhead. So just do a little test. And then bringing your arms down. And just notice how your lower back feels when you do that. So if it feels better for you or more grounding, just bend your knees and just see how that changes things. And possibly feet wide and angle your knees in. And let's just start with some belly breathing here. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, make a ha sound. Inhale, expand. Exhale. Keep this going your own timing. Constricting the throat if you like. And you can do it with the mouth open or closed. Try with the mouth closed, Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the throat. And then maybe as you exhale, extending each exhale by 1 second. So counting your exhale. And add 1 second every time you exhale. Not going beyond your limit. When you get to about 80% of your capacity, just stay there at that length. Now we're going to add some humming, some Brahmari. Inhale. And exhale, make that humming sound. And just keep that going. I'm just going to check in and make sure you all are fine. Just keep that going. I'm just going to do a little check-in, make sure you're all good. Just notice how this lengthens your exhale. And rest. Just let your breath rest. Just see if you can notice your natural rise and fall of the belly. And when you're ready, grab your pillow and just put it between your legs. And you're just going to squeeze this as you exhale. Just squeeze that pillow and tuck your tail underneath. So it's like you're lifting off a little bit. And then inhale, you're going to tip your pelvis forward as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to tip your pelvis back or tuck your tail underneath and squeeze the pillow. Just that movement. Inhale. Tipping forward and creating an arch under your back, and exhale, tucking under. And squeeze the pillow. And you might bring your feet a little bit closer, depends how big your pillow is. If you've got a bed pillow, this can be kind of nice because you'll feel it right to your feet. I've just got a little cushion, but if you have a bigger one, that can also be really nice. We've got Walter with us today, so I think he's just grabbing his pillow. So just tipping the pelvis back and forth. And then if you like, the next time you exhale, maybe you'll lift your hips up a little bit and squeeze. And this is for grounding. And then as you inhale, you're going to come down and again create that arch under your back. You might be able to see that with my back. And then exhale. You're going to tuck your tail under and lift up. And inhale, come down and create an arch in your back. Just keep that going back and forth. Exhale up, squeeze, and inhale down. Now, if you want to add on further, you could, at the top, hold after exhale and squeeze and hold. And inhale, coming down. This creates a semi-inversion. If you bring your shoulders underneath, you can make it even stronger, this semi-inversion with the hold after exhale and then inhale down. You might also tuck your chin in. And the Vedic texts, the ancient texts say by creating this chin lock, you create more apana vayu, that downward flow of energy, that grounding energy. And this also strengthens the legs and the back. And just rest now. Remove the cushion. And bring your feet wide, rest your knees in, and just rest. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Just say this to yourself inside your head. Or if you like, you could say it out loud if that feels better for you. And when you're ready, you're going to straighten your legs and you're going to grab your belt. And I'm going to give you a couple of options. So, one option to make it a little harder, if you want to really work with strengthening the feet and also into the hips. I use this actually for my hips as well. It really helps me. I do it most days. And I've got the belt about hip width apart. And I'm pressing out with my heels. If you can see that. And if you want to make it harder still or more comfortable for your lower back, put your cushion, slight cushion, underneath your thighs. Or if you have knee issues, for those of you with knee issues, please put it under your knees for support. And again, if you're not comfortable, and you can remove either of these props. This is to intensify the experience and perhaps decrease the load on the lower back. So first of all, just straighten your legs and press out with your heels out this way. And you might feel it into your the outsides of your hips, the sides of your knees, and into your feet. And I was doing this the other day and looking at my feet, and I noticed, oh, my right foot's not working as hard as my left. So I'm trying to equalize that. I'm having a look at my feet and making sure that they're aligned. So I'm looking at the little toe side and making sure they're aligned. So that's quite a bit of work for the legs. And if you want to add on, you're going to inhale, point your toes, and bring your arms up overhead. Now, if your arms don't go all the way overhead because of shoulder injury, you could have a stack of pillows behind you or a bolster. Or just bring your arms to the sides, angel arm, your arms up, okay? So inhale, stretching nice and long and pressing those heels out so your feet are parallel as much as possible. And exhale. You're going to flex your toes towards your nose and bring your hands down and pull the kneecaps up. This is to strengthen the muscles around the knees. One of my favorite exercises for my knees. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, pointing and bringing the arms up overhead to the floor behind you if you can. Or just arms to the side to any height that's comfortable for your shoulders. And exhale. Please do this in your own timing if my timing is too slow or too fast for you. Now, starting to work a bit more with the breath, can you breathe into your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back, and your belly? Can you exhale, draw your pelvic floor in, your lower belly, and your belly button in? If this is too much information because you're newer to yoga, please just do belly breathing. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in. That's the foundation. If you want to add on, try to breathe into the chest and the belly as you inhale, or upper back, lower back. And exhale, drawing the belly in and the chest falls. Tucking the chin in as you inhale if you can, finding that Jalandhara Bandha, that chin lock, which aids in the Apana Vayu, the downward flow of energy. You should be getting tired pretty soon. This is a tough exercise. And this class, because we're on our back the whole time, it's down regulating for the nervous system just by being on the back. I want you to rest now. Just rest. You might remove that belt or just stay there for a minute. And just notice where you feel this. So, for example, I feel this mainly on the side of my left hip because that's a weak area for me. So that's where I feel it. Others might feel it in the knees or in your ankles, perhaps your lower back. So just notice where you're feeling it. It's going to depend on all those things. Just take a little rest. Inhale, let, exhale, go. I'm just going to remove my belt to make it comfortable. If you like, you can always touch the belly as you breathe to help you ground. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly relaxes towards the spine. Inhale, belly expands towards the sky. Exhale, belly relaxes towards the lower back. And one of the wonders of yoga is that the more you practice, it doesn't mean that, 20 years later, you never experience stress again, though that is the goal. But it does mean that you can regulate yourself more quickly and come back into your body, your breath, and your groundedness. So we're going to move on now. If you could take that belt. We're moving nice and slow today. Some of you haven't done too much yoga over the summer. Others were with me all summer. And some of you are new to yoga. So this is a nice small class today. I've got Walter in the corner, which is always a treat for me, but he can only see me a little bit. All right, so we're bringing our legs up. And if, like me, you've been at a desk all day, you might notice that your legs are a bit swollen. Mine are quite swollen tonight because I'm at a standing desk and wow, it's really affecting my legs. So this pose is really wonderful for helping get rid of some of that swelling, that edema that you can get by standing or even sitting all day. And we're just going to stay there for a minute. I've got the belt on the balls of my feet, and I like to loop my belt, but hold it any way that's comfortable. And I like to put my hands inside the belt towards my toes and then grab it. But again, it really doesn't matter. There are many ways to hold a belt. Do what feels good. And you're just gonna stay here for a few breaths. And just enjoy this semi-inversion. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, contract the belly. This is called Viparita Karani. And just feel that blood, venous blood, returning towards the heart. With high blood pressure, you want to be a little bit careful of inversions, but this is a simple one that is safe for most people. Check with your doctor if you're not sure. As you inhale, point your toes. And as you exhale, I want you to flex your toes towards your nose. So you use the muscles now to move the blood and also to stretch the legs and feet. So one of the things with COVID is we're at home more and most of us are moving less unless you've figured out ways to do walking meetings, taking movement breaks. In any event, we need to take more moments to mindfully exercise because we're moving less just in our daily lives, getting around likely. Just notice where you feel this. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the toes towards the nose, stretching the calves. It's also strengthening the shins and stretching them. Inhale, you probably feel the front of the legs, the shins, the ankles, and then exhale, the calves. And just rest again with your toes flexed towards your nose and just rest. Okay, so we're going to work one leg at a time. We'll come back to that later. So I'm going to start with my left leg. I want you to start with actually whatever leg feels like it might be the easiest for you. Your other leg can be bent like I'm showing now, which is an easy way to do this. You could put a pillow or cushion under your thigh to make this easier so you can relax more. If you can't, straighten that right leg. And nice version, I'm going to scoot down, is having your foot, extended leg, your foot at a wall. Okay. Just see where you're at with this hamstring stretch. So because we have the belt, you could bring your leg quite a bit forward. And that's fine because it's not going to hurt your lower back because you've got the support of the belt. So classically, we do this holding the big toe, which is quite tough. Maybe one day you will try that. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend the knee towards the chest. And then inhale, straighten the leg, and if you can, point the toes so that you're getting that work through the foot as well. Exhale, flex the toes towards the nose and bend the knee towards the chest. And then inhale, extend. And that other leg, if you can keep it nice and grounded. If it's not at the wall, that lower leg, you could also point and flex the foot if you want to add that on. And if you do tend to get swelling in your legs, as I know some of you do, You will notice after doing this exercise that the swelling has gone down. It really works to get everything moving. You might be feeling this in the hips as well. You might feel that this is really nice for your lower back. And then just stay with your legs straight, with your toes flexed towards your nose, and see how that feels in your calf. So having the opportunity to stretch your calf and then into your 3 hamstrings at the back of your leg. Do your belly breathing here. Or if you can, do the chest to belly breathing. Inhale, exhale, belly to chest. Or try to feel it in the back body. Inhale, upper back, middle back, lower back, full belly expands. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. So that's the full breath. Any version of that is okay. Belly breath is the foundation. Just adding on, if you like, if you do not have a neck issue, if you like, as you exhale, you could lift your head up and inhale, come down. This is an add-on if you like to strengthen the neck and to contract the belly to ground. Do not do this if your neck is weak or if this does not feel comfortable. So I'm also giving this for thyroid, for those of you who have thyroid issues, just that contraction of the chin towards the chest on that exhale could be helpful. Let's switch sides. So we're going to try to do all that on the other side. First of all, just finding the pose for a few breaths. Finding your setup. Do you want to bend that lower leg? Do you want to put a cushion under your thigh? Do you want to straighten that lower leg? And when you're ready, you're going to exhale and bend the knee towards the chest. This is quite a big groin stretch as well. So as stretch for the hips into the thigh, it's like a supine lunge. And then you're going to inhale, you're going to straighten the leg and point the toes. And again, your leg can be any height that works for you. So it can be straight above you or it can be more forward if you are not as flexible, that's fine. So I'm just going to show that way. That's completely an option. So adjust this to your level. And do it in your own timing. Inhale, extending, pointing, and exhale, flexing and bending. This is also good for the knees. We're working on tracking the knees. So sometimes the physiotherapist will give you that exercise when you bend and straighten the leg, trying to keep the patella or the kneecap in alignment in the groove that it's meant to move in. You can always stay in either of these positions. If you want to stop moving for a breath or two, you can always play with that. For example, if you want a deeper hip stretch, you might stay in this position with your leg bent and feel that stretch in the opposite hip. Notice what that feels like for your body. Especially if you have one side a bit tighter than the other, it can be helpful to play around with that and adjust. After doing this around 8 times, staying in the position with your legs straight. And can you flex your toes towards your nose? Again, any height is fine. You can have the leg further in front of you. If necessary, you can also put your foot at a wall and press into the wall for more support. Okay, so just finding your place. And if you want to add on, as you exhale, bringing your head up, squeezing the chin towards the chest. And then inhale, release. Working on that gel up under the chin lock. As you pull up on the pelvic floor. I'm doing this for the thyroid to strengthen the neck and also to ground. Energetically, this lock helps us ground. You can do a slight hold after exhale as you do that. Again, be careful. If this is too much, just skip this part. And when you're ready, have the other leg join and we can see what it feels like. And I don't know about you, but I can notice the swelling on my legs is now substantially down, which is nice to see. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. And if it's comfortable, maybe bringing the feet a little bit more towards your nose as you exhale. Inhale, swing the legs away. And exhale, bring the toes towards your nose and maybe the feet more towards your face. Just see where you're at with your supine forward bend. Forward bends are the great anxiety busters of yoga. That's Yoga Therapy 101. Stressed, anxious, do a forward bend. And when we lie down, anytime we compress the belly, like we're doing right now, this is like the forward bend. When we lie down, we also relax and de-stress. And when we elevate, invert, legs up to the sky, for example, head lower than the heart, we also relax just through the nervous system, through the position. And when you're ready, release your belt. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more strength work for the legs. So we're going to work on bridge pose, and you can take your pillow and put it between your legs if you like. And this is to strengthen the legs as well as the back. But we're going to focus on the legs, and we're going to focus on one leg / hip at a time. So just bring one foot a little bit forward, or you can bring it a lot forward. And you could also remove the pillow if you prefer. So just one side at a time. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips up and press into that foot that's forward. So we're focusing on the legs and the feet. And as you exhale, coming down. The arms by your sides, inhale, coming up. Pressing into the feet, so you might have a tendency to roll out. Try to keep your big toe bound down. And exhale, rolling down. You could have the palms facing up or down, your choice. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Keep this going. If you want to add on, stay at the top and breathe for one breath. Notice where you feel it. Feel it in the hips, the lower back, or the legs and feet. Maybe next time adding 2 breaths. And one more time, maybe adding 3 breaths. And when you're ready, coming down, bring that foot in, rest for a moment in the center. Let your breath slow down. And switch sides, so other foot forward. Again, the cushion is an option. And that foot that's forward, it can be quite a ways forward or less. And this will also affect your hips, your knees, strengthening the whole leg and the lower back, of course. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now when you come up, can you press into your feet? Focus the mind on pressing into the feet so it affects the legs, the knees in particular, a bit more. Now, would you like to add a breath at the top? And would you like to increase your hold to 2 breaths at the top? Now would you like to increase it to 3 breaths at the top? And release. Release the cushion. Bring your feet wide. Angle the knees in, rest the lower back. Let the breath slow down. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. And then you can do this with or without the cushion. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. I'm going to show it with this small cushion. You could also do it with a folded blanket or nothing. So the cushion just allows you to get, for some of us, the knees a little closer to the chest on the exhale. But if this is not necessary, inhale the knees away from you, holding onto the knees on top, or if you have knee issues, hold underneath for more comfort. Or shoulder issues also, this may feel better to have the hands underneath. Now this pose is called Apanasana. It works on the Apana Vayu, the downward flow of energy. Can you exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls, draw the belly in, hold, 1, 2. Inhale, expand from the chest to the belly. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Draw the belly in and up as you bring the knees into the chest. Hold, 1, 2. Inhale. Breathe into the upper chest, middle chest, lower chest, full belly. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Draw the stomach in and up. Hold, 1, 2. Inhale. Keep this going your own timing as you exhale from the bottom to the top. Inhale, top to the bottom, working on that downward flow of energy. If you like, increase the length of the hold by 1 or 2 seconds. And this is for down regulating the nervous system, for relaxing the mind and body. Constricting the throat, if it's comfortable making that sound. If the sound is not comfortable for you, you can skip that part. You can make it very, very soft, like the sound of the breeze or the ocean, just audible to yourself. rather than a very loud sound. This helps us lengthen the breath by constricting the throat. It's a valve. It helps regulate the length of the breath. Now, can you feel that the belly is moving you? So rather than your legs doing the work, can you pull your legs in using your belly? Right at the end, maybe adding your hands a little bit to stretch the lower back. Now, can you use also the inhale to move the legs away? And adding on, if you want to go into staying in the pose, can you hug your knees either on top or underneath? And stay in the position. This might feel really good for your lower back. And some traditions have the full pose actually bringing the head up. So if you want to try that again for strengthening the neck and stimulating the thyroid gland. So I'm adding a little breath to that. Inhale, slight expansion, the knees move away a little bit. And as I exhale, the knees come in. I'm pulling up on the pelvic floor, the belly's coming in. And right at the end, engaging Jaladhara Bandha, the chin lock. And I hold after exhale. And release. Bring your legs up to the sky. Your hands up to the sky. And rest. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. You want to use Sanskrit, inhale Om, exhale Namo. I surrender. I allow. I let go of trying to change things that are happening around me. This is especially helpful for those things that we can't change. Kriya Yoga, the yoga of action, says, think about what you want to do before you do it. Once you've figured out your course of action, do it with all of your attention and intention, and then let go of outcomes. You bring that attitude of Kriya Yoga, the yoga of action, more into your life. Which part of that do you need more of? Do you need the hard-working, concentrated mind piece? Or do you need the allowing, the letting go piece? Or do you need to think more before you act? Just take a moment to reflect on that for yourself. And when you're ready, hug the knees into the chest again. And then release. Okay, so we're going to go back to working with the legs. After doing all this work in this area, compressing the gut, which is extremely grounding. So I want you to be in a position where you can move your legs to the sides. So as you inhale, you're going to open one leg. And as you exhale, you're going to close it. And then we're going to do the other side. Inhale, open the leg. And exhale, close it. Try to keep your knee facing up to the sky as you do this. And notice where you feel it. You might feel this in your hips quite a bit, strengthening the tops of the legs. You might feel it behind, backs of the legs. It might just feel very nice because it's rhythmic movement, which we know is a great way to balance the nervous system, is just moving rhythmically like a dance. And if you want to add on, I'm going to show this, you can point, actually even both feet, and then flex both feet. So as you inhale, you can point, and exhale, flex. Now, can you pause between the inhale and the exhale? And start to exhale, and then start to move the leg in. And you might be able to activate the core if you do that. Core in yoga is called Mula Bandha, the root lock. The mula is the root. So this day and age with technology, especially technology, is very ungrounding, very unrooting. So we need to counter that with exercises and practices that allow us to ground. So notice where you're feeling this in your legs. And then just finish up your last round. And rest. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Bend your legs if that feels better for your lower back, with the feet on the ground. You might be starting to feel some sensation in the lower back down to the tailbone and down the backs of the leg into the feet. That's that apana vayu, that downward flow of energy. You might feel that activate. through such practices. We're going to take this further now. So we're going to work with a little bit of tracking of the knees, and this is also going to work into the core as well. So we're going to start with one leg at a time. So you're going to exhale, you're going to draw one leg in, and you might want to remove your part of your yoga mat as you do this so you can drag your foot on the ground as you exhale. And then inhale, straighten the leg. And it seems very simple, but soon you're going to see it's not. And then the other side. So this one particularly good for the knees, tracking of the knees. Now, if you want to add on, you're going to inhale, you're going to bring your arms overhead to the floor behind you. And as you exhale, you're going to bring one hand down, same hand as leg or opposite as you draw the knee in. Your hand goes down by your side. And then inhale, coming up. And exhale the other side. Do this in your own time. Now, if you want to make this more intense, try drawing both legs in. You'll have to really use that mula or that core to draw your legs in. And then inhale, expand your legs out. So I'm trying to move as I exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. And if you do it right, you'll shake a little bit. And then as I inhale, either just expanding the belly or inhale, upper back, middle back, lower back. Pausing between inhale and exhale. Now, if you'd like to add on, you can do this with one leg at a time or both. I'm going to show it with both. Exhale, drawing the legs in, one or both, as one hand or both hands come down. Inhale, you're going to bring the legs up to the sky as the arms go overhead to the floor behind you. Exhale, you're going to bring the toes down as you bring your hands down. And inhale, extend up and straighten your body. So if this is too much, just do the first exercise of bending and straightening the legs. If you want to add on, bringing the knees to the chest on that exhale, inhale, bring the legs up to the sky, arms to the floor behind you. Exhale, bringing your hands down by your hips and your knees coming into a bend. Inhale, expand the legs, lengthen them, and bring the arms up. Just keep this going. It's a full body exercise. Working from Apanasana to Urdhva Prasrita Padasana, legs to the sky. Again, knees to chest, Apanasana. You can really bring them in, or just have them out a little bit to work the core a bit more, and then inhale, lengthen, Tadaka Mudra. It's 3 poses together. Tadaka Mudra, Uttanasana. Urdhva Prasrita Padasana. Knees to chest as you exhale. Inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead to the floor behind you. Exhale, knees to the chest, hands down by your hips. Inhale, extending out, full body stretch. And exhale, release your arms down and rest. If you can, put your feet at a wall. Nice way to ground is feeling your feet at a wall, pressing in and rest. If you need more support, bend your legs or put something under the thighs to rest the lower back. And just rest here. And it's that golden time for Shavasana relaxation. So again, feel free to put a blanket over you. You certainly can dim your lights if you haven't, or turn your camera off. All those options. We're going to stay here for a good 5 to 7 minutes. And just connecting to the breath. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. And let go. I surrender. If you have a bed, you could do this in your bed as well. Just feeling the rise and fall of the breath, the natural breath, if you can. Some people like to put a cushion on top of their belly or a block so that when you breathe, you can feel the rise and fall of the belly even more. It can be very soothing. Also, heavy blankets, weighted blankets, very soothing. I'm just going to leave you here in silence for another 4 minutes. If you find your mind racing, go back to the mantra, the mind tool. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Feel The rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Or feel the breath moving into the nostrils and down to the belly as you inhale. And exhale, the breath moving from the belly up and out through the nostrils. Feel the soles of your feet to ground. Feel the smile of peace. That natural happiness emerge like the sun coming from the clouds. As the clouds move away from your heart, feel that radiance emerge. When you're ready, start increasing the length of your breath. Start feeling the weight of the body into the floor, from your head to your shoulders, to your arms, down your whole spine to your hips, your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, soles of the feet and toes. Start to wiggle your hands, feet, bending one knee at a time. Turning to one side, putting one arm under your ear or pillow, blanket, and coming up to a seated position to close. If it's not comfortable for you to sit, feel free to keep lying down, or you can alternatively sit in a chair. We're just going to do a simple pranayama to ground, sitting comfortably, or you can just lie on your back and do ujjayi, constricting the throat, if you would prefer to skip this part of the class. Inhale, expanding into the belly, and exhale, bringing one hand up, just creating a little beak, half closing your nostrils, and exhale through those half closed nostrils. Inhale, release that hand. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, and then exhale, half closed nostrils. Keep this going side to side. If you do want to use the Maggie mudra, the classical mudra for this, feel free. And I'm moving side to side so that I can stimulate one side of the brain at a time. Can you start to count the breath? In your head, inhale 4 to 10 seconds, exhale the same. Or if you like, on every exhale, add 1 second until you get to your max. And just finishing up. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. Om Namo
go. Shanti, Shanti,